up, family? You're tuned in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. I know you do not hear James John's voice. James is out on the boat right now, getting his cruise on, probably out there murdering people because you know that's what James does on cruise ships.
Usual.
Also, Miguel is out right now. He got a big thing going on at the Sausage Castle, so he couldn't make it. And also, we are missing our sponsor, Jeff Kaufman from the Law Office of Kaufman and Lynn and the Under Oath podcast. Make sure you're in the accident, slip or fall, hit up Kaufman and Lynn for all your lawyer needs. But I'm joining the virtual studio with some of my comedy family. I decided, man, we was gonna make this a comedy thing tonight. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off with the guy who been kicking with us for the past couple of weeks. Apparently, he act like this is his first time doing radio. He done had the TV on with the sound, his kids walking around in the back room naked. Like he just like he act like
Hey,
he don't
no, wait. No, he had a towel on. Okay, he wasn't completely naked. Calm down.
Full R.
No,
Kelly, bro.
no.
Full R. Kelly mode
That's
in
R.
the
Kelly.
background. He is our A string. And if you guys don't know, Chris said when he was in high school, he was on the A string, which by the way, it's only 3. So we don't know how he got A string. But my dog, one of my best friends in stand-up comedy, Mr. Chris Alexander, aka Kayla's Page. What's up, baby brother?
Doing all right. Hey, how y'all guys doing this evening?
Hey,
See what I'm saying?
No,
I asked you how you
asked,
doing.
no,
You
I
brothers
asked the
tell me,
question.
They ain't got interview. They ain't got
No,
talk to
the
you.
question. I said, how you guys been? You can say good, and never mind. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
We gonna play this.
And that's why you was A string right there. By the way, Chris, thought it was A strength till you put string. I've been saying third strength my whole life. I didn't even know. I thought it was strength this whole time. So it's string, bro.
It's strings.
All right. Well,
Strings,
both of us stupid. All right. So also virtual studio, we got some old comedy family kicking it with me. I got some of the young guns of comedy of Orlando. I'm gonna start with my dude. Met this young man at an open mic a few months, not a year or two ago, man. Now he's doing comedy, man. We're gonna get into his comedy journeys here. Probably not this episode, maybe the next episode. But he kicking it with us tonight. Shout out to my boy Lingo. How you doing tonight, family?
Hey man, I'm splendid, man. Blessed. I'm out here breathing.
You said splendid. Yo,
Yeah.
B, you gay.
I'm over here sweet and low.
I gotta, you hang with a certain amount of white people, it rubs off, nigga. Like, splendid.
That is true. That is true. And that other voice song gonna kick it with us is my baby sister of comedy, man. Also new to the game, one of the new faces, and we're gonna get into her career as well. Mrs. Ash Cash, how you doing, sis?
Good. What up, everyone?
Yeah.
All right. So as you can see, I'm probably gonna be doing all the talking. I picked 3 of the lowest energy people I got.
No, I can fake the funk. Let's get crazy. I don't know.
All right, but let's fake it, man. Let's fake it. I started with you. I started with Lingo. Lingo, we always start out. We were off Monday and Tuesday, so we always talk about our comedy weekends, man. What you do this past weekend, comedy-wise, brother?
Shoot, comedy wise. So last night I seen Desi Banks. He was amazing and it was inspiring. Got to chop it up with him after the show. Gave me some really good advice. I really was beating up these open mics out here. Gotta keep sharp. Writing, refining. But yeah, that's really been me this week. And I'm actually moving. I live in Lake Nona right now, so this whole week has been me moving to downtown so I can be closer to the scene. And yeah.
Yo, that ride to Lake Nona, that's a different ride.
Oh yeah,
you driving to Tampa. If driving to Lake Nona is driving to Tampa, bro, it is a 45-minute hour to Lake Nona. I don't care what. You can live in Lake Nona and it take you 45 minutes to get to Lake Nona.
Right. Oh yeah. And the thing is, we got 2 lanes and they bottleneck, right? For 3 hours every single day. It don't matter. Like I could go a mile and a half up the road. It's gonna take about 25-30 minutes.
That's crazy, man. For the people out there, tell them who Desi Banks is for our listeners who may not know who Desi Banks is, and tell them about how he was an inspiration for you.
Yeah, so Desi Banks, like he's a social media phenomenon. He started in the Vine era, and he kind of transcended and doing these sketches that kind of resonate with Black culture. He integrates with a lot of hip hop artists, and he has a tight hold on that lane of culture. and he also does stand-up comedy. He just got off tour with Martin Lawrence. So he's still pretty young in comedy, but he does a lot. So that's
Yeah, I
probably
love Desi Banks. I tell you all the time, he has the best skill. Desi Banks one time pulled up in an Atlanta PD police car. You know how famous you got to be to get the police to let you borrow a cruiser, bro?
Oh yeah.
I'm famous and I can't even get a cruiser in a Popka. Like I can't even Popka won't let me borrow their cop car to do nothing, bro. You got to be famous to get an Atlanta PD cruiser to pull up on somebody. So shout out to
you. Didn't even ask Brody yet. You should ask Brody.
Yeah, I don't want no Eatonville cruiser.
That's true.
I don't want an Eatonville cruiser. Eatonville cruiser I already got the drugs in the trunk. I don't want nothing to do with the Eatonville cruiser, man. But we also got another one of our comedy people on here, Miss Ash Cash. Ash Cash, how was your comedy weekend?
It was good. I was in Atlanta for my friend's birthday, so I ended up doing a
yeah.
So I ended up doing a show up there at the Banjo Lounge, and that was fun. And then yesterday I hosted at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville.
Yo, the Banjo Lounge, that don't even sound black.
No, it was not.
No.
They put me on the only show in Atlanta that had no black audience. Like
that is hilarious. People listening also know Lingo and Ash Cash both got accents. Ash Cash Jamaican. Lingo, where you from?
I'm from Columbia, man.
Columbia what?
South Carolina.
Yeah, I can tell. You country as hell. He like
what?
He like, man,
I sound country, bro.
Yo, you like, hey, yeah, man. They were bottleneck for like two miles.
That is not. That is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like God, it takes like 25 minutes to go down yonder. I was like, what?
Not yonder.
What?
Well, welcome back home. It's crazy.
He said down yonder. Yo, welcome back home. And the other dude, Chris, how was your comedy weekend, brother?
It was good. It wasn't really comedy, but I did DJ a wedding for a comic friend of ours, Spunky Robinson. His daughter got married this weekend, so I DJ'd that wedding. So it was pretty nice. So.
All right, man. And how was it? How was
it? It was real. It was real.
I was at a wedding you DJ'd at, and didn't nobody.
Yeah. No, this was a lot better. This was a lot better.
Hey, Ash, you ever seen somebody bomb DJing at a wedding?
Never. I didn't know that was possible.
It's possible.
You should have.
But the crazy thing about it, he admitted to it. He was like, "Hey man, hey dog, that was all on me."
They didn't know. They didn't know none of the songs. How?
Yeah, I did bomb. Like, was it shit?
It's a long story. We don't got time for it.
Were you playing 7 minutes?
Were you playing the Beatles at a black wedding? Like, what were you doing?
No. That was something like that.
No, I was playing. Okay, so we had the wedding planner. She was really. You gonna do the violin thing? You gonna do the okay? Whatever. So mean. That's okay.
Go ahead, man.
No, bro,
it can't be that bad.
I get this man the microphone and he just
because you over here doing the violin thing.
Yeah, improv, bro.
Improv.
You gotta keep going, bro.
Okay. So long story short, the wedding planner was rushing the process, and where I had 3 music playlists, one for dinner, one for the party, one for the last hour, it got all scrambled up. So people wanted to dance, some people wasn't ready to dance. I was playing pretty much the wrong music at the wrong time. So that was pretty much it. Then
that day, man, nah, that ain't funny. I'm gonna tell you what happened, because you don't know how to make your own story funny. First of all, you know how you introduce a wedding party. So Jersey and Mary got married, right? Jersey Jean, now Mary Jean, right? This dude say, y'all give it up for Jersey and Mary Ash Cash. Like, wait, what? Who names are you reading, bro? Wait a minute. What? Give it up for the bride and the groom. Give it up for the first. Chris was messing up name. I think he called my name. I wasn't even in the wedding. Chris was introducing people like he was emceeing.
It was your fault, and you're trying to blame the wedding planner. That's crazy.
It was wedding planner. I don't care what damn.
Chris, Chris was like, Chris said, keep your table talk to a minimum. We was like, what?
Get out of
What is he doing? Did he just say put your phones away? Like he thought he was at the Funny Bone. Like
no flash photography.
No flash photography, man. Yeah, bro. But I'm glad you had a good one this weekend, bro. So I had Tampa this weekend at Tampa Funny Bone. Shout out to Michael Yo. I would say this, man. Friday, let me tell you something, man. That first 5 minutes, bro, I
Uh,
was up there bombing.
Dang.
I was bombing. I don't know what was. It was a two-man show, and that first 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't know what is going on. I'm like, do they know that I'm up here?
no, they're
Like
still
maybe
they're still seating.
maybe they don't know. Yeah, right. Maybe they don't know I'm here. Like I don't know. Then like 5 to 10 minutes, I finally like kind of got him on the hook. And then like my last 15 minutes, I Ken Miller killed it. But man, that first 5 to 10, both shows Friday, I was
Yeah.
just like,
But
man,
why? But why?
I don't know, man. It was just that audience just was like, because Saturday I had them from start to finish. Like
Mhm.
Saturday I killed like I always determine my sets on merch. So Saturday I think I sold 13 shirts, and I mean Friday 13 shirts, and Saturday I think I sold 25.
Mhm.
So I always determine how I'm like, yo, if they buy merch, like people were buying merch that wasn't even their size. I was out of
Mhm.
mediums, and
Yeah.
ladies like, give me the large. I just want a shirt and support you were that funny. But it was just one of them nights where both of us, the headliner too, we both were like, man, what is going on? Do they not know we're here? But it's also free ticket night. And if you ever work one of them shows where they be comping the room, a lot of people don't care. They're not there to see you. They just there because they got a free
Just to
ticket,
get
or they
out.
paid, or they
Just to
just
get out the
paid
house.
$2 for a ticket. But ended up being a good room. So shout out to Tampa and Michael Yo. And then we was happy to get up out of there because I don't know if you guys ever done Ybor City. That is Sodom and Gomorrah.
Mm.
That's like a dangerous.
It's danger. Y'all done been in Ybor
Yes,
City?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ybor,
I've been
I
to
have.
the yeah. I
Remember
went out
when
there
I
to
did
Kales.
Ebor that weekend with Phase on Love? That's when the shootout happened that Sunday.
Mm.
so that Chris was so bad they was shooting.
Damn, man. That wasn't my fault.
That's crazy. It'd
Hey
be like,
But
man,
yeah, it happened. Yeah.
hey, hey,
I'm not laughing.
hey, Lingo, they walked out the club. They was like, that comic was terrible.
I got the wax on
They had to
now.
get their anger out.
Yeah, right. But not
Yeah,
no
Chris,
more.
I remember that. But it's like mad cops down there now. Like, man, when I first started comedy and I was going to Tampa, Tampa was one of my favorite comedy cities. But now, bro, I don't even want to hang out. Like
Mm.
it's and like right next to the club, it's like y'all know I love cigars. It's like 6 cigar lounges. And I'm like, I'm gonna go inside because
Mm.
I don't even want to be inside because Chris was bombing as a DJ. I could have got shot from that. Anytime Chris do bad, somebody busts off. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Like every school
I'm
shooting is
getting
after Chris
all
do an
the
open
smoke
mic.
tonight. Why? I don't know why. I'm getting all the smoke. Okay, fine. Because Miguel's
You
not
shouldn't
here.
have bombed.
That was years ago. I don't bomb no more.
Yeah, he don't bomb no more. I gotta give him that. Chris, hey,
Oh, you
Ash,
be killing. Oh, you be killing the DJ.
Chris killed so good. He was trying to give me advice when we left. He
Mm.
like,
Yeah, what you need to do, take that one joke, put to
do
the
is,
end.
yeah, what you need to do is when you hold the mic, hold it like this instead of like that. Like, man, you just did good for 2 times for the first time ever. Get the hell out of my car.
4 times. 4 times.
All right, 4 times, man. But that being said, we got to take a commercial break, man. When we come back, Ash Cash, it's on you, man. We're gonna talk about you, your comedy career, and hopefully you guys got a little more words than what you had this first segment. We'll be right back. Real House, Real Radio 104.1. Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. Yes, yes, do not be shocked. I am Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. James is out on the cruise ships, man. So hit him up with a message, man, to tell him that you miss him. Miguel Colon Jr. is at Sausage Castle getting his work on, and Kaufman is out. But make sure you check out the Under Oath podcast every Saturday. And also check out Kaufman and Lynn for your slip and falls or need every time you're in an accident. So make sure you check them brothers out, man. Join the virtual studio with Chris Alexander, Lingo, and Ash Cash. Ash Cash, today gonna be all about you. We want to talk about comedy, your comedy career, all that good stuff. So I need to know how long you been doing comedy, when did you start, and how was your first ever show?
Um, I've been doing it almost 4 years now. It's gonna be 4 years, June 30th. So we're coming up on that. So yeah, I started back. Actually, how I initially got into it is I took a class at the West Palm Beach Improv. That was in like 2020, and I didn't do anything with it for like months, and then I ended up going to my first open mic in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's where I used to live. It was actually Jackie Sanchez's mic. You guys know who Jackie is. So I did that, and I actually, well, what I used to do is I used to just go to open mics a lot and just kind of hang out. And then eventually I got on stage, and then I didn't do too terrible. But I already had my 5 minutes from the class, and my 5 minutes was pretty. I actually still use jokes from the initial 5 minutes I have in the class to this day. But I was in West Palm Beach for like a few months, and I moved to the Central Florida area, I think in 2021, and I've been here doing it Orlando, Melbourne for the last, 3.5 years. And it's been fun.
And
I
you
love it.
and you graduated from college, right?
Yes, I did twice.
Twice. From where?
Twice.
I dropped out twice, so okay, I get it.
And you're a comic?
University of Florida. I did a undergrad in civil engineering and a master's in structural engineering.
So you a full ass engineer,
And
Yeah.
you chose
Well,
comedy?
I'm a
and you
project manager now, but yes.
and you do, because I'm a network engineer. I am a computer engineer, network engineer. But and you chose comedy. Were you a
Hmm.
funny kid? Did you just like, hey man, I want to try this? Because what made you say, man, I want to do comedy? Because I know I make good money. So you got to be making good money with 2 degrees. So I need to know why you wanted to take this $25 a show.
Because I have low self-esteem. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Um, no, I've always
About to get to a Dr. Phil session out you.
right. No, I've always been obsessed with comedy ever since I was a kid. I've always loved stand-up comedy. I used to watch Comic View as a kid. I used to watch those or Comedy Central presents like marathons and specials like back to back to back. So I've always been super obsessed with it and watched it, but it was just never something I thought even was possible for me to do because I've always been a shy person and bad at public speaking. But I think I found out about the class through a coworker. He told me about it. He did it. And then it was just like during COVID, I was just trying to find things to do. And that was one of the things that I did. And then I just ended up being better at it than I thought I was going to be. And so I just kept doing it because I really enjoyed it. I like the attention too. So.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But were you a funny kid? Because
I
I
don't
use me as
think
an
I think
example.
I
I,
tried to be funny. I wanted to be funny, but I don't think I was that funny. But it depends on who you ask in my past, because there's a lot of my friends who are just like, "Oh, you've always been funny," and then there are some people who just never thought that that would be something that I did. So I've always been trying to be funny, whether I was successful or not. That's, I guess, up to the audience that I was
yeah,
with.
that's always my
Yeah.
question when I meet young comics. Like when you started this, were you, because I was a funny kid. If I didn't become a comic, everybody I grew up with would have been like, "Yo, you why you never try to do comedy?"
Hmm.
Because that's the only thing I've ever wanted to do since I was a kid was do stand up. So when I
Yeah.
meet people, they be like, "Yeah, I took the class and decided." I'm like, "Yo, why?" Cause this, hey man, like for real, like I'm 27 years old. Comedy, I'm 67 years old right now. I have no gray hair. I ain't had nothing, like nothing. Comedy is like what is beating me up. So that's why I'm always curious when I meet a young comic. I'm always like, why? And my favorite answer I have ever been told. I was hosting the other bar and I asked a comedian why comedy, and he said, I like talking.
Hmm.
And that's all he did on stage was talk.
Yeah.
Who's that person?
He ain't doing it no more, so you don't even
Oh,
worry about it.
I guess he didn't like talking that much.
He don't like talking no more.
You don't like talking no more.
My talking stages are
Yeah.
over now.
he
It's like,
became a
Talking
mute.
stage, yeah, his talking stages is over.
he's a
If you listen,
mime now.
man, we're talking about Ashcast right now. Ashcast, 4 years in comedy. Tell us, because I love a good bomb story. Worst
Oh,
show you ever had?
worse.
The
It's
one you
actually
still to
it's
this day and
so
talk about.
it's actually pretty recent, so it still stings. I went to it was which city was it? It was Cleveland.
Oh,
Cleveland. I
I already
did
could tell
the
you right there. Let's go. You should have told me before you went to Cleveland. I would have told you not to go there.
I
Is
shouldn't have.
Cleveland a tough place? Is
But
Cleveland?
Oh,
What's up
no,
with Cleveland?
Cleveland
it
Improv.
Yeah.
yeah, Cleveland Improv.
Yeah. Its comedians will not do that club, bro.
So it wasn't
It's,
just me. I'm not.
No, it's
Bro.
not just
I
you.
when I tell you,
Preacher,
I wanted to
Preacher
just
lost and
end it
bombed there.
all.
oh
Preacher bombed
man.
5 out of the 6 shows at Cleveland Improv. All
Oh
right,
man.
so what had happened? What had happened?
So the same guy that I was hosting for yesterday, he gave me a shot to feature, but he gave me a shot in the Cleveland Improv, and I just was up there for 20 minutes. Nothing. Not
Mm.
not not a giggle, not a
Oh
nothing.
man.
And
Do
then
they not? They don't like to laugh in Cleveland or something? Like, what's up?
I don't know what I mean, like some of them were interacting. There was like one lady who was kind of like trying to talk to me. Not really heckle, I think she was just drunk, but it's just like they were just weren't getting anything I was putting down. And I don't know if it was just me, I was off that day or what, but just nothing. And I'm just up there dying for 20 minutes. And then at the end of the show, I found out that the president of the Funny Bone was there.
Mm.
Oh, ooh.
And he was just like, maybe she's not ready to feature yet. And I was like, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Little extra salt in the wound right there.
Yeah, man. Cleveland rough. I know a lot of
Oh,
comics
God.
that they were like, man. So when we first got passed through the Funny Bone, this was years ago, probably about 10 years ago, we all got passed. Me, Preacher, Carmen Morales, Carmen Vallone, Mike Curley. The guy that used to book the features actually flew down to Orlando when the club first opened. So it may be longer than that. However long the Improv been open on I Drive, that's when we did it. And so you get to pick a weekend. I've heard through the industry, Ash, do not do Cleveland. Every comic, hey man, I know white comics is
Nobody
like,
told me.
if you would have asked me, I would have told you don't do it. I know because it's a kind of it's a really brutal urban room where you got to really grab him and. So if you're not a really high energy type comic, or
I'm
you
not.
got that type of material, they not gonna roll with you. So me and Preacher, we both passed, and they offer us our dates. They give Preacher Cleveland, and they give me Virginia Beach. I say, man, I know they give me Columbus, but I wanted Virginia Beach because it was warm. I didn't want to go Columbus because it was cold, but I took Columbus, which is their headquarters, which is the right thing to do. I said, Preacher, don't take Cleveland. And he was going to open for a super urban comic, which is not Preacher's audience. I said, Preacher, don't take it. He said, I need this money. It's $600. It's $100 a feature at the time. And Preacher went up there and he bombed so bad, they didn't use Preacher again till he did AGT.
Mm.
Mm.
So,
yeah.
if you would have told me, I would have been like, nah, dog, skip that one. I would have told you to skip that one. Yeah.
It was New
Cleveland
Year's
hard.
Eve too. It was a
Oh.
New
And
Year's Eve show.
they paid big money too.
They paid to not laugh. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now you go, man. Look, if every comic bombs, if the comic out there told me they ain't bombed, they ain't been doing this long enough. I'd have had some of the best bombs, and I loved every last one of them. I loved them all because everybody kills. We all murder.
Do you
Tell me
see
when
it?
you had some adversity, bro. That's what I want to hear, man. We're talking about murder. Tell me, best show you've ever had.
I think I would say Gregory's. Maybe I featured at Gregory's, and like I was up there. It was to the point where I was shocked at how good I was doing.
Nice.
Like I stopped in
Nice.
the middle of my set and I was just like, you guys think I'm funny?
Like, really?
Yeah.
This is working? Okay.
Y'all having a good
And
time.
it was
That's
only because there was a guy, because I've gotten laughs before and I've done okay, but there was just a guy in the front row just like dying, and I'd never had that before, and that felt so good. Like he was laughing, he was like hurling over, like he couldn't breathe, and I'd never gotten that kind of reaction from someone before, and it just felt really good. But
You
I
got
was
the
just
guy
like,
snorting when he's laughing.
yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, like this is so cool. And it was Gregory's too, and you know Gregory's is kind of like hit or miss with that audience.
Gregory's another one where you be like, dog, is anybody in here? Because
Yeah.
Gregory's is, I don't know, Lingo, if you ever done Gregory's and Coco. A lot of times you get them people fresh off the beach. They've been drinking all day.
Yeah.
They didn't care less. They just, hey man, let's go in here because it's AC.
Mhm.
Let's go in here AC. Yeah, we'll pay the $15. We just want to go somewhere cool,
Hey, it's
eat a
12.
steak and drink.
Yeah.
$12. Eat a steak, drink some more, and
Oh yeah, they
sit there
just
and just
chilling.
yell at you, or not laugh, or just sit there and be like, "You're not funny." And in your head, you're thinking, "Well, maybe I'm not." But then you realize it's sometimes it is. It's the club. I've been working that club for my whole comedy career. And I've had some of them hits and misses at that club too. So if you killed that Gregory's, then I know you was having a good night.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
especially because the night before I had like a weird heckler. Because first thing I talk about in my set is being Jamaican. And as soon as I said that, some guy just yelled out, "I hate Jamaica." And then he was
Damn.
just like talking through the whole set. And I was just like,
Yeah.
no. So then to
Mhm.
have that good set the next night was really like
And
shocking.
the crazy thing about that club, they won't throw you out.
Oh no.
They'll let you
Really?
just heckle. Yeah, they'll
Oh,
just let you just talk until you have to stop the show and be like, "Hey, dog, he gotta go. He gotta get the hell up out of here, man." Question, weird question. Are both your parents around? Still around?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're both alive, yes.
Okay. Are they disappointed in you doing comedy after going to school for being an engineer?
Um, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if my dad knows. I've never told him. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know. I don't know if
uh-oh.
he knows that I do this.
Oh,
And then
he
my
has to
mom,
know somehow. He has to know somehow.
she probably
Like
knows. I don't know.
like an auntie or a cousin done told him.
Maybe. And then my mom knows. No, she definitely doesn't mind it at all, but it's a hobby because I still have my job. I think if I quit my job to do this, then it would be an issue. But I'm not quitting my job or
Oh
anything.
no,
Oh
So
no.
no.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
she doesn't like is that I curse and talk about sex. She's very like, you know, she's like, you shouldn't stoop down to that level. You're better than that. And I was just like, what if I'm not? What if I'm not? What if I'm not better than
Which,
this?
by the way,
Yeah.
is the one thing about clean comedy that makes me mad. That people think because you cuss and talk about that you're not you're not that talented or your comedy isn't as
Mhm.
good because somebody did theirs cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can do clean. I can't not do clean, but not all of them are clean. So
Yeah, well, clean is for dweebs. Yo, every clean comic I know a dork. All of them. Every comic I know that don't cuss straight up dweeb, bro. All of
mhm.
Mm.
them.
Well,
But he ain't gonna listen.
preacher don't cut. Preacher don't cuss.
Yeah, and he a
Yeah.
straight up dweeb, yo.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we gotta take a commercial.
Yeah.
And he a straight vegan too.
Oh, that's even
Loser.
worse. That's
Oh
even
yeah,
worse.
he don't play with that.
Hey, we gotta take a commercial break. We come back. Ash Cats, I got one more question for comedy about comedy for you, man, and I want to get your perspective on this. But we gotta take a commercial break. We'll be right back. We're last. We're Radio 104.1. One Your Nightcap of Comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Make sure you guys go out and check out the Under Oath podcast with Jeff Kaufman every Saturday. And also Kaufman and Lynn, our official sponsor of Kaufman and Lynn Law Offices. Make sure you check them out. I appreciate that. James is out on the cruise ship, and Miguel is at Sauce's Castle tonight. So I'm joining the virtual studio with some comics, man. Lingo, Ash Cash, and y'all know Chris Alexander, Mr. Eighth String. I gotta ask you this question, sis, and go ahead and let us know. I just want you to know, what do you think of the state of comedy for females here in Orlando?
Um, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously I wish there was more of us, but I think since I've been doing comedy here, there definitely is like a good amount of support for the women here. I haven't personally had any issues like booking shows or anybody. Like you have like weird people here or there, but not more than you would come across as a woman in real life. So it's not like it's harder or anything like that. Sometimes I do think it's a little bit of a benefit sometimes because sometimes people want female comedians and then I feel like I'll get, tapped for that because there's not a lot of options out here. But then sometimes that can be a detriment because then I feel that it doesn't push all of us to kind of be better or be as good as we want to be because we're already getting booked, we're getting these opportunities, so it's not like as much of a competition, I guess, which I think for some people that can fuel like you becoming better. But you lose some and you gain some. But I like it. I enjoy it. Everybody's nice and respectful, so I'm not having any issues there. And I get booked pretty often, and I get on shows and stuff like that. So
So I got a question. So who do you think are someone like the front runners in that sector, like with women comics out here locally? Would you put yourself in the top three? Like who's out here you feel like?
I would think Andresia definitely one of my favorites. Tate had it up. Danielle Mathis. Um and I know like I'm one of the more seasoned of the women. I hate to I think I'm decent and I'm up there with the rest of them. So, I think those are good ones.
No, that's what's up.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, you ain't named the goat.
I probably missed someone. This is why I don't like naming people because I be
Yeah,
forgetting
you
Miss
ain't
Hope,
named the
Miss
goat.
Miss Hope.
Everybody,
Yeah, there you go.
everybody know,
There you go. There's one.
everybody know Lisa Rod Davis the goat.
Lisa Rod Davis. Oh, Shireen also.
The goat, bro. I ask you this. What can we do as the dudes in this scene to make it better or help you guys out?
I don't know. I don't think it's your responsibility.
Yeah, I was about to
No,
say
it is.
that.
It's our
No,
no, it is.
honestly, like I
Not
think
not.
I,
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
it's our responsibility to help everybody, but it's more of us
yeah,
than you. So we have to do
that's
something
true.
to help
Yeah,
you. It has to be something
I
we
mean,
have to
just
do.
don't be creepy,
not
I
that we have
guess.
to, but we'll like to, or per se.
Who the who the talking to you?
I was trying to put in some words in.
Hey, hey,
Up
hey,
that
hey, it started off. Hey,
those
you're
are
not talking
hey,
enough.
hey, I
You're
see
not
that.
talking enough.
I'm trying to be Willow Smith on the radio with these
Yeah.
ad libs.
All all of a
I don't
sudden
even
you
know what
can
that
talk when a
means.
woman's talking. He's like, "Oh, a
Yeah,
woman's
right.
talking. It's my
Yeah,
time."
like hey, he ain't said nothing this whole show. Now it's your turn. Well, we don't have to help them. That's what he said.
I was agreeing with her, and I was agreeing with you. Say we don't have to, but we would like to. As never mind. Know what? Know what? Hey, check this out. Check this out.
Bye.
I love that dude.
Bye.
What's the future for Ash Cash and comedy? What are your plans? What do you want to do? What can you do better? What's up? What do you got planned for yourself?
Um, well, right now I'm just focusing on being more comfortable on stage, and I still think I'm in the process of finding my voice and who I am when I'm on stage because I still like have a little anxiety when I'm out there. Like I still feel like I'm doing a performance and I'm not fully being myself. So just getting to that point where I'm fully comfortable in who I am and then being able to write and tell jokes in that way. And just like perfecting what I have now so I don't bomb in Cleveland again. Um
It's Cleveland.
and you know just keep, and then of course like getting on, so I want to do more social media stuff, skits, sketches, more acting. I'd like to do more stuff, in terms of
Yeah,
that
because you was just dancing on something a
eventually.
couple. You doing like dance videos a couple of months ago. What's up? You ain't dancing no more. And
No,
her
they
internet
roasted me too
trash.
much, so I'm
So
not dancing ever again.
hey, ask somebody
Hey, you
else
gotta
to
go
do
through it.
dancing.
I just got
Hey,
roasted on
Am
the
I cutting
radio.
out?
So
Oh no.
uh, yeah, your internet trash, bro. How you an engineer? Your internet terrible.
she got Spectrum.
All right, am I back?
Yeah, you
Oh
back.
no. Hey. All right. What was I saying?
Got
Oh
that
yeah.
2G.
Oh yeah. They roasted me way too much after that dance. I gotta take a break. I gotta lay low for a little bit.
All right, well, let's go down your stuff. What you got coming up, man? Talk about this show right here. Oh, wrong one. Talk about
Yo,
this show.
what was that?
Hey yo.
Is she gone? Ash, this your
Yo,
show?
Ash. She
Can you
went
see
out
the
again.
picture? I think it's too many pixels for the computer. Dang,
Yeah.
Jesus.
No.
Yeah,
He
we
just
let her get
left.
our internet together because it's slowing us down, man. And we'll bring her back in the next show. But that was Ash Cash, man, one of our up and coming comics here in Florida. 4 years in the game,
Yes.
man. Um, Dog. So we missed out on everything, man. I don't know if you guys got to celebrate. Lingo, you do St. Patrick's Day?
Did I have a show St. Patrick's
No,
Day?
do you do St. Patrick's Day? You go out to drink, you hang out for that?
Yeah, I pop out. You know what I mean? Wear a little green. Wait, I'm not
That-
supposed to wear green.
Yeah,
no,
you
I'm
wear
just
green.
asking. It's just
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
conversation. No, because
Yeah,
I today downtown at 3 o'clock on a Monday, because y'all know we record the shows on Sunday and Monday, but 3 o'clock, it was people already on Wall Street on a Monday. Now I do St. Patty's on a Friday and Saturday, but on a Monday,
hmm
Nah, son.
Yeah, it's wild.
no. Yeah,
I've
20
been, I've
years
been,
ago, man. I done got kicked
Hey,
out of a bar on St. Patrick. I ain't doing that.
Ken, Raw was on 3 o'clock today on Monday because they're over there in Belgium. So instead of
So
watching it
you was
now,
watching Raw. You
yeah,
had you,
pretty much. I watch wrestling.
Chris, you do St. Patrick's?
Sometimes, but I didn't do it today. I was watching
Yeah,
John
but back
Cena
like back
cursing
but
out
back in the
kids.
day when you guys like Lincoln, how old are you?
26.
Okay, so when I was 26, I was getting my St. Patrick on because I was in the military.
Mhm.
Same.
So Chris, you was St. Patrick in 26?
26. Yeah. Everybody freeze? What's going on?
No, I want you to
No,
say more than
The
just
screen
yes.
just froze. So I was like, but yeah, 26. Yeah.
He was listening.
Yeah, we're listening
So
to you.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, they not moving.
what did you
but
do?
if I'm
Like,
listening, I'm not talking. Okay.
what did
So
26-year-old Chris do on St. Patrick's Day? I'm about to delete this whole show. This is
no,
not
don't
good.
delete the show.
And-
It's not. We're already almost done.
What
But
did
no, 26.
26-year-old
Yeah.
Chris do? So when I say Chris, did you St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, at 26, yeah. So at 26, I was.
I'm trying to remember where I was at 26.
Man,
It was
gotta
like a
be-
while ago. 26,
How,
26,
how old are you, Chris?
40.
Okay.
So yeah, so 26 was a way back then for me.
Man, not
But
me. I was in DC, so I know at 26, I was at St. Patrick's. But I would talk about this at work lingo. Man, so 20 years ago, I had moved here and I was working at Nextel, and I had met some dudes, and we got off work at 4 o'clock. And at 4:30, we was downtown Orlando. And at 8 o'clock, we was getting tossed out of a club.
Mhm.
We was getting our ass tossed up out of there for St. Patrick's Day. We still talk about that to this day. We just met. I got hired in August. They got hired in like December and March. We were all like the best of friends.
Mhm.
And every weekend, if I didn't have my kids, I was hanging out with them. And dog, we got 3 months into knowing each other. All three of us got kicked out of a bar downtown Orlando. I don't even think I'm allowed in that bar no more. I don't even know if the bar's still open.
Probably not. Like
Right.
the bars rotate so fast downtown. Like they don't really stay that long.
So, Leon, what's your good? You ain't got a good bar story? Ain't nobody? You ain't got tossed up?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh man. So funny bar story. Funny bar story. It's not clean. Like it's not. I was about to say something.
You can't tell the
It's
story
not.
without cussing.
Nah, just the whole premise is dirty. Like it's
Womp,
just
womp. Damn.
yeah.
You could talk dirty, you just can't say the dirty words.
Oh, okay, got you. So, all right, so I'm at the bar, I'm chilling, I'm doing my thing, right? And I love to just make conversation with just different people. In this case, it was an older white couple, and I'm talking to the guy at first, and everything's normal. This is when I first get to Lake Nona, and he was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in real estate, et cetera, et cetera." He said, "Oh, yeah, I got some investments and I do medical supply sales." And all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then he brings over his wife, and I'm talking to his wife. Her name's Elizabeth, and I'm like, "Hey,
Dog, you can't say names, son. What are they listening?
oh yeah,
Protect the innocent.
There's
Hey,
a lot of Elizabeths in the world.
All right,
Like,
all right, go
there's a
ahead.
lot
Go
of
ahead.
Elizabeth. You know what I'm
talking
saying?
we talking to Maria.
Okay, Maria, like sure. So all right, so Maria comes over and everything is going good. And she says, you I'm terrible at with my memory and some of these things, right? So we start talking and somehow we get on secrets, right? And she was just like, "What you know about that?" And I said, "Hey, I done been out there a few times." You know what I'm saying? And
So for
and
y'all to
she,
know secrets, it's a swingers club. For all y'all to
oh yeah,
listening, know.
it's a swingers club, right? And so, long story short, is she was like, I wanna try some chocolate, and then this is a terrible story for radio. This is not a good.
It's not, bro.
It's
You
not a
good?
good.
You good?
Yeah,
It's
you
not.
good. As long as you're not cut, bro. You must not listen to our show. Miguel does a whole segment about pooping on himself because of the medicine he takes.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So you meeting the couple and going home and getting your cuckold on ain't not that's it, that ain't bad.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
That
I
ain't
feel
bad.
like.
All right, well
Okay.
we gotta get up out of here, man. Y'all ain't no fun, man. Ash, you
Yeah.
back?
I'm back.
yes.
Right
Okay,
when
Hey,
you was about to
we
kill
got to
this
get up
thing.
out of here. We got to tell you shows, man. All right, what's this right here?
That's Wine Drunk. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. It's a showcase, so that's gonna be fun. It's in a wine bar, so if you like wine, but there's also beer. So, yep, run by Thatcher and Dylan Davis.
All right, what we got here?
Dish track comedy. This is like in Lake Eola. It's the Dust, which is that underground club down there. So that's gonna be fun. All the comedians are there. Me, Salty, Eddie, Caleb, Jess, and Don. So fun show on Thursday.
And this is your night, correct?
Yes, so this is my show that I run every Tuesday, showcase every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And I try to get, a bunch of the best local Orlando comedians. I host it every week, so you'll see me there. But if you miss this one, there's one every Tuesday that I host.
And that is the Chronic Guru, downtown
Yeah,
Orlando,
yeah, that's
16
down.
West Palm Street. Pine Street. Make sure you check it out. And then this weekend, this Friday, myself, Kevin D, and Jari knows we will be downtown Orlando. Make sure you check us out on 57 East Pine Street, Orlando, Florida. I think the show time is 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It is a going to be a good show with the three of us, man. So if you can make it, make sure you come check us out. We got to get up out of here, man. We will see y'all tomorrow night. That's Lingo. That is Chris Alexander and Ash Cash. I'm Ken Miller. Chris, tell
yeah,
them what
man.
to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night.